Today we're going to replace the clutch on the BMW and the flywheel. So as you've seen, my last competition, my clutch got toasted and I got a new one. So I have the clutch, the disc back here, and a single mass flywheel, as well as the tool to align, which is plastic. I thought it was metal for some reason. Throwout bearing, and I wasn't expecting this, but I guess I have the flywheel bolts, which is great. So I propped up the car already. Mishi is sitting here. Right, Mishi? Say hi on this mess. Nope, no. You see the car is all propped up. I put some tires in there. It's as high as I could go. And I think I have enough clearance to go in there. Look at that. So I'm gonna start by removing the one that is in there. I'm gonna wear some mask because I don't know, some clutches are made out of asbestos, I guess. So better safe than sorry. Let's get started. As I was about to get under the car, I was moving the car like this and it moved a little bit. Look what I found. So the three, that and this one, they have the support, but that one doesn't. Because that one doesn't, all the other ones get loose. So look, car's moving because that one doesn't touch and this one doesn't touch. So I'm gonna get a piece of wood, put in there, and everything should be fine. So we're going to start by removing the exhaust, which is in the way. I need to remove the drive shaft and the exhaust is right in the way. So we're going to remove this front part first. It's a 13mm. Nice. 4 bolts. It's a lot of rust. Got it. It's a destroyed gasket. Gotta replace it. So there's this little plate here. There are 4 bolts. I'm going to just take 2 of them. Actually, one I broke last time because I didn't lift the car enough, and so I have 2 more. And inside we have 2 mounts, and those mounts are broken also, so we're gonna buy new ones. And then we're gonna move to the back of the car and lose the last is just a mount, and then it's going to be supported by this here. So I'm gonna take this plate. This plate will be the last one. Once you're ready, I'm gonna hold this here, and everything should be all right. So let's go to the back of the car. And here, the back of the car, there's the exhaust. So if you keep going sideways, you see up there are 2 bolts, and of course mine, one is broken. Probably it broke as I was drifting. I'll need to replace it, but we're gonna loosen that one in there. Actually, there are 2 more bolts right in here. Look at that. So we are going to remove those guys. Okay, Now we have this part hanging. With that off, we just have this one here. One. Oh. It is a good idea to put a jack in there. This thing weighs like a ton. Oh, it was super tough to take out of the car. So what you can do is, if you have a creeper and we're not in a rocky terrain, put in here and just drag this here, and that's what helped me to take out of the car. Otherwise, like, be smart before you drop it, so you drop in a good spot where you can drag it. As a plan for this work, we also need 2 of those mounts from the back, 2 of those here because the bolts are broken and rusty. I don't even know when it was last time it was replaced, and 2 gaskets from the front. Okay, one down. Let's take the heat shield. So the heat shield has 4 bolts. Where are they? Here. One back there, one back here, and then if you go all the way to the front, there's one here and one there. So we're gonna take all this thing out of the way. Let's do that now. So with the 10mm, I'm not even using the impact wrench. So far, I start pulling in my hands and it's coming off. Yeah, I'll use it. You gotta be very gentle because you don't need a lot of power in here. Okay, one. And be careful, this thing here seems to cut. There you go. 2, let's go to the front. I'm gonna try to move you like, oh, look at that, that's like movie stuff. The car rides and camera rides too. One here, and this will fall off on me. Okay. Man, I've never seen so much rocks. I think it was from last drifting. I almost ate those. There are all sorts of rocks in here from my event at Spokane County Racing. Okay, so I'm gonna put this away. Yeah, so from everything on this car, this looks new. So it looks like it was replaced lately. Yeah, and so I'm gonna take those bolts out of there. Alright, so now we will need to take this thing out, because even if I take the other side, I have no way to push it. So we need to take this side, lower it, and then we have space to work on the other side. So what I'm gonna do is loosen those bolts. It shouldn't be too hard, because I've been there last time. So those bolts are out. Now I need to take this cover off. We'll need to remove the drive shaft. We'll need to push the differential a little bit to the back, so we need to have some room in here to pry this out. We're going to remove this thing because I need to just release a little bit. I'm not going to remove the whole differential thing. I am, just for safety, going to put those two nuts back in there. So this way, a couple bolts, and this is actually gonna give us some room on the differential. So these two guys here, I'm gonna let those go, and okay, so now we should be able to separate this guy and have the room we need to have to take the drive shaft out of there. I remember I got a screwdriver and I worked this out a lot. Alright, 1 hour later I did it. So I end up taking these bolts almost all the way out the back and supporting using a jack, and then took this thing out, which is not easy task. So now we are going to the front side of it. I'm going to keep this here because this is going to be the end, and at the end I'm going to drop all of this very carefully. So let's see the front of it. Alright, I hope you can see here I'm using a 19mm wrench, and there are two sets of bolts. One that holds there's a I don't know how this is called, it's like a rubber piece, so it attaches this into the rubber piece, and the other one attaches the rubber piece into the actual mechanism that goes to the transmission. So I'm taking that one out, but I'm just taking the nuts so it doesn't fall on my face when it's done. So now I have all the three bolts out. I mean, they are loose, but they're not out. And as you see, it's touching the camera. So now I'm taking them out, and very carefully because you don't want to damage this. And boom, I have that out. So now I'm gonna take this thing here and I'm gonna pull this backwards. So, and this thing here means this middle part in here. See this here? Okay, so this is a 13mm. I don't know if this is aluminum. And once this, I drop this, this thing is gonna fall straight down. So I am keeping my arm here. Ideally I should have the jack in here so it would protect me a little bit, but I'm gonna do like this. Okay, took it out of there. Now I should be able to pull that front part. Oh, I got it. There you go. So now my challenge would be how the hell did I get out of the car. Okay, as you see, there's a lot more space in here. This is what holds the transmission up besides the engine. There are two mounts in here. I am going to only lose those. Yep. I'm gonna let those go and then move the transmission this way, but I also need to lower a little bit, otherwise I can't reach the bolt from the top. Okay, so I thought I was recording and I wasn't. Right on top of this here, there's the leveler, the short shifter and all that stuff here. So if you pull this little tab, which is pretty simple, comes out of your hand, you just pull this out and put back in there. So just to avoid like forcing or braking or anything. And this is the leveler that is in the car. So that's in the car. You put the gears, it's in here. Yeah, it's pretty much everything disassembled. There we go. So we have that. We have the parts out. This is out. I think one thing I'm gonna do now, since I'm here, is I'm going to remove these bushes here. See those guys? I'm gonna remove them, take it out, and then put back in there so you can just hold the transmission, because I don't want the transmission free falling. I have no way to hold it. Does it make sense? So if I keep this here, the bushes are going to, the transmission mount is going to support, and I don't want support. I want it falling here. So just preparing to see how much more I can do tonight. It's probably almost 9 o'clock. Does it make sense? Here, so I took the mounts out of here, and I'm gonna leave these not just for the night, but so I can sort of drop the transmission without having, oh, this is a side. Never thought about that. So this will protect me from against the transmission falling on my face, and I can let the jack go. It gives me some room. I don't think it's enough though. So let's take this thing here too, so we can actually move the transmission. And what we do is put a screwdriver here and then pull, and do that a few times, and this will come right off. Yeah, there you go. And as you pry it out, it comes off. There you go. So this might be a good time to change that too. There you go. So for me, I have this part here. Put in there. This part here. Now I gotta get an Allen wrench, unscrew that guy down there, and let it drop, and good to go. All right, night is here now. Time to put the tools away. So I took the drive shaft. I dropped the transmission just a little bit like this. I took the whole exhaust and the shield. Yeah, so I think today's Saturday. I'm going to, tomorrow my mission would be open this transmission and maybe get everything done. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but you know, I don't want to leave my car like this for too long. By the way, this chair was here because the sun is right here, and the sun was getting right there, where I was. So yeah, that's it. I think it's a very, how many, 4 hours, 3 hours for someone that never done that. So I feel very accomplished for the day. So let's talk to you tomorrow.
Look past my face. See status. I mean, it's a McDonald's.